until it's done. Oh, me, my sword, and my mercenary band. I've made a home of the winding road, traded my living for wanderer's woes. Feet on the earth, head in the clouds, I walk the world alone. Long have I traveled across these lands. Long is the journey that never ends. Back home there are farmers and blacksmiths galore, but out in the world I can be so much more. I've met mages and fae, I've met soldiers at war, and set eyes upon distant shores. Long have I traveled across these lands. Long is the journey that never ends. Some say that I'm foolish, some say that I'm bold, to brave the dark forests, wild beasts, and the cold. But I choose to roam in ruins of old and sing of their stories untold. Long have I traveled across these lands. Long is the journey that never ends. My journey shall never end. I live the life of the mercenary. I live by blade and shield alone. I do not settle, love nor marry, lest I leave a widow alone. I trek across the land, seeking the jobs for helping hands. If any need a battle to be won, and when I'm given one, I don't rest until it's done. Oh, me, my sword, and my mercenary band. We live the life of the mercenary. Restitution is our creed. We seek the thrill, gold and glory. It's the only life we need. We trek across the land, seeking the jobs for helping hands. If any need a battle to be won, when we're given one, we don't until it's done. Oh, me, my sword, and my mercenary band. I live the life of the mercenary. I court death near every day. I do not fear it. Oh, come and take me, but let me ride once more this day. I trek across the land, seeking the jobs for helping hands. If any need a battle to be won, and when I'm given one, I don't rest until it's done. Oh, me, my sword, and my mercenary band. We trek across the land, seeking the jobs for helping hands. If any need a battle to be won, and when we're given one, we don't rest until it's done. Oh, me, my sword, and my mercenary band. I've made a home of the winding road, traded my living for wanderer's woes. Feet on the earth, head in the clouds, I walk the world alone. Long have I traveled across these lands. Long is the journey that never ends. Back home there are farmers and blacksmiths galore, but out in the world I can be so much more. I've met mages and fae, I've met soldiers at war, and set eyes upon distant shores. Long have I traveled across these lands. Long is the journey that never ends. Some say that I'm foolish, some say that I'm bold, to brave the dark forests, wild beasts, and the cold. But I choose to roam in ruins of old and sing of their stories untold. Long have I traveled across these lands. Long is the journey that never ends. My journey shall never end. I live the life of the mercenary. I live by blade and shield alone. I do not settle, love nor marry, lest must I leave a widow alone? I'll trek across the land seeking the jobs for helping hands. If any need a battle to be won, and when I'm given one, I don't rest until it's done. Oh, me, my sword, and my mercenary band. We live the life of the mercenary. Restitution is our creed. We seek the thrill, gold and glory. It's the only life we need. We trek across the land seeking the jobs for helping hands. If any need a battle to be won.
What do you mean never?
Oh.
Are we really ever prepared for what?
No,
Joaquin
no.
has
As
to say?
displayed by, I just used my transition by accident. Welcome back to the Wyrdcast Campaign 3, Episode 10. We're on the big double digits now. Dust and Distance. I'm joined once again by my lovely cast, who have some updated flashy pictures. So say hi, guys.
Hi guys.
There you go. You can see them pop up and know who's speaking now. So, we have a member of the party who's been away for a little while. So I'm going to default over to my lawkeeper to remind me of what has happened for the past 3 episodes and hope that he's been keeping good enough notes to keep it informative yet concise.
We
Kaelin,
can help.
take it away.
No pressure.
Believe
Right.
in you.
So, I think the last one was the 28th, which is when we were making our way over to Sonora's cottage. We found a mannequin with her armor on it. Glaive wasn't there. And a cloth of Imbar silk, which was from Nemessa's home village. What else did we get up to that one? Then we went back to the Tempest Respite. We had our little bathhouse session where we, a few of us got a little bit drunk, found out some new information, and Keenan had his "this is what I really am" sort of moment, without going into too much detail. So not sure how much we all actually know on that front, because I made some additional notes. Persephone came out and said that she wasn't actually a tiefling to the group. That was fun. Kozar's obviously with us now as well. What else we got on this one? We did our research. So Keenan looked into the Stormcaller and the Astral Bond, which was the 2 other tieflings similar to Persephone. I looked into poisons. So I found out how to make certain poisons and also cinder dust, which is a new thing that we kind of came across along our way. Which, to put it lightly, is basically horny dust.
Pretty much.
Vanessa also looked into the Astral Bond and about the tieflings that were actually born in Ixlora. Also looked into Mavos and the connections with the Battle of the Blossoming Plains, Idris, and Sonara herself. Persephone looked into her family and the origins of them. Oh, and we found out about an artifact called the Heartwood Staff, which is linked to her family. And Pipkin was reading smart. What else we got? We found out how Persephone originally died, and her actual name was Willow Bloom. And you're not technically a follower of the Weaver, but you kind of just fell into it.
Yep.
Don't worry. we found out Keenan's real name isn't actually Keenan Moonsense. But
What?
I don't think we actually found out who his actual name was.
Doesn't have one yet.
He doesn't
Yeah.
have one yet.
Oh yeah,
He
because he's not had his
hasn't
coming of
reached
age
that-
yet, has he?
yeah.
We went. This was all at the tower, so Pipkin went back to the barracks and oversee the training area. We met a arrowcoat called Julie, who knows Pipkin from the tower. Keenan and Persephone both did some training with Pipkin on about throwing punches. So Persephone now deals 2 damage on a punch, is it?
Yeah, instead of nothing.
Right. I did my little look into Lutharan, who was the first Dreamwalker, who was Erendor's father. Found out locations where the other fragments might be, and then we picked up 3 to 4 days later, leaving the Tower of Kiraman, and we took Pipkin with us. Then into March, so we made our way across in the Ramblemas Hills, and we've come across a legion of soldiers. They are the Royal Army of the Council of the Clans. They had like red banners, and what did we have? Keenan introduced us with our titles. I didn't get all of them down, but we had Persephone the Reborn, the Death Defier, Nemessa the Defender, the Righteous, the Defender of the Nine Hells, and the Blood Arrow Scourge of Nightmares for me. We also found out about portals opening up in the Spirewoods, which the army were using to travel through the shimmering pools of Ixlora, and Callan met up with his mentor, the Mentor. Her Kalashtar spirit is a raven, and she's like his sort of tutor. Well, one of his many tutors. So we got to meet up with them. The Mentor recognized Keenan, and Persephone was told by the Mentor, "Calm yourself, daughter of fire," in her head, using the whole telepathy. Pipkin and Kozar went over to the captain of the guard and sort of tried to find out what was going on. I asked the Mentor about the whole separation of Lutharan and why, when I released that one fragment, why I lost part of Erendor, and she wasn't really sure. And I also informed her that Brackle, the evil Dreamwalker, was still alive, but did give him a run for his money. Quite a few months back at this point, I guess. We made our way out to the camp. We found a group of like bandit guys that were paid to poison the water by someone called the Bronze Worm, which Nemessa and was kind of familiar with, and asked Keenan to look into it a little bit further. Next session, we finished that combat with the poisoners. Picked up a few. I didn't get too many notes on this one. Got some loot in form of vials of poison and so on. We picked up a few extra horses, so we now have Fish, which is a faster horse, Charlie, which is the +1 to charisma that Keenan normally rides, the donkey Jim, and Jeremy, which is Nemessa's new horse. We have an effect on it that we don't know what it is.
Oh god, yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah. We then came across this tabaxi on the road that looked like it was being attacked by a hippogriff, but it was actually an emerald dragonborn that was kind of trying to herd them. And her name was, I'm going to really mess this up, is it Natalie's Bright Knife? Did I get that right?
No, but it was close enough.
Close enough. And she was like the guard, and she's the guardian. And she was the guardian of the Mesa that they were currently in. And we kind of went through a group skill check of trying to get the these hippogriffs to calm down. So we all had our own parts in that. So Calanthor kind of teamed up with Erendor a little bit and did like an intimidation thing with wings. Persephone and I think it was Nim. Were you doing the whole thing with the feed?
Yeah.
And we managed to get them into a safe area, and Persephone got her little hippogriff chick, I think is probably the term for it, and named it after her mother, which I think was lost
Indigo.
The name of it. Indigo.
I was gonna see if you can remember. Like that.
And then the Emerald Dragonborn, Miss Bright Knife, I'll call her for now because I can't pronounce her first name, handed us over a coded map with hidden paths through the mountains leading us over to the Dwarven Kingdom. I think that's everything. If I missed anything, let me know.
No, I mean, that was pretty comprehensive. Last we left off, you guys had sort of moved away. We left off with you moving down further into the canyon and the various different mesas. And as we sort of panned out, there was a very ominous dust storm on the horizon. We open with you guys in that storm. The wind has shifted suddenly, and this storm has swept across the land that you find yourselves in. You managed to avoid it for about a day, so you have had a long rest. But visibility drops, and the sky turns into a swirling haze. You need to try and find somewhere to grab yourself some shelter. And amidst all of this noise and wind, I need you to tell me how you are keeping the group together. Take it away.
I think Pipkin, considering her size, might not be windswept too much, but is also kind of scared because of all her hair flowing everywhere. So she will probably hold on to one of her larger party members to physically not get separated. I'm thinking of what she would know of survival.
Callum would probably be like looking out for maybe like a cave opening or like a secluded area around. He's kind of used to wild camping over the years, so he'd probably be looking around for a suitable location. Whilst
Okay.
just linking everyone together if he can.
Yeah, I think Nim would be like, because she's kind of used to storms being from Explorer where the storms are currently raging. She'd kind of be telling everyone to grab onto the cart, like stay as close as you can, like keep each other in line of sight as much as possible.
Yeah, I think Keenan will be riding in the cart with horses shackled all together, looking like he's meditating, but is like using his hearing and other senses to keep track of where everybody is, so that no one kind of like gets separated and all the rest of it. It's just paying very close attention to where the vibes are.
The vibes are, sorry.
Roll for vibe check.
Roll for a vibe check. Okay, so Callan, you can roll a perception check with advantage. I will say I need everyone else to make either a dex or a strength check, depending on what one is better for you.
18.
Straight dex or acrobatics?
Just straight dex.
22, sorry.
Said everyone.
Yep.
Oh, that's a 9 for
17.
Nim.
That's a nat 1 for 4.
God.
Oh my god.
That dice, first one of the night doing a nat 1, is going in jail.
Yeah,
I
I thought
would
mine
say-
was 5.
I would say you do all manage to keep together. Keenan, you are blinded.
Mine was a
So you
17.
currently can't see anything. Everyone else, you're linking arms, you're keeping together. You do hear as two of your horses break loose and immediately gallop into nothingness. It seems like there's dust, there's sand, there's wind. I didn't even roll for me. Oh, yeah, of course. I'm fine. Or Kozar's fine. Callan, you can see a collapsed pavilion tent, and it's got the colorful fabric is like very half buried in the sand. It looks like it's been here a while. This appears to be somewhere that you might be able to find refuge. It's big enough to fit potentially the cart, the horses, and the rest of your team inside.
Was it a small cabin thing? Sorry.
It's a pavilion, so it's the remnants of an old tent, essentially. It's fluttering in the wind, barely staying where it is, only held down by the sheer weight of the sand that is underneath it.
Looks like there's some shelter over there. No doubt we're probably going to have to try and repair it a little bit when we get there, but it's better than nothing.
Sounds good.
And I'll point it out to the others as best I can. Actually, I'll tell you what, I'll do one better. I've still got one of those light arrows. I'll try and fire it like relatively nearby, just as like a beacon, so we can try and look for it.
Amazing.
Notes. I don't know.
What are you doing with the arrow again for me?
Just firing it like a tree nearby it, just so I can like light it up, basically, to try and see it a bit better through the storm.
Okay. As you ping that arrow off, despite it being high winds, the force of your bow manages to pin it in there, and the light goes out almost instantaneously.
Okay. Interesting. Well, it was worth a try.
I see that happening, and I would like to use my Innkeeper's Magic Prestidigitation, where I can make a harmless sensory effect, and I would like to send forth a small little shower of sparks to see the effect of it.
You chuck your hands forward, and as those sparks appear, they are swept away.
Okay.
I'd say with that, you have enough inclination that perhaps your magic isn't working as well as it should be. As you're all moving towards the tent, you're about 20 feet away when you all hear a very low howl. There's something on the edge of where the wind grows the most soft. An ethereal shape moving gracefully.
I can see Keenan.
You
right?
can just about see everyone, yeah, as long as you're staying close together.
Is there any way that I can get closer to him?
With your feet?
Yeah, is that okay?
Yes.
She's going to approach him and use lesser restoration to cure his blindness.
Ooh, very good. What does it look like?
Oh fuck. The same as her magic usually looks like, but it'll be slightly different. So she'll reach out and touch his. She'll probably just do his forearm, and it will almost look like the constellations are traveling through her skin, and then through his arms, up his skin, and then up his face, until they like cloud over his eyes, and then disappear, and then he can see.
Love it. again, you guys are moving towards this tent. You can see, even without needing to, there is a shadow that moves just beyond where the dust obscures your vision.
Can I do a divine sense? So
Yes, you may, and I need to check something.
Good. I was gonna say, so it's good, evil, affected by the Hallow spell, celestial fiend, or undead.
You don't get anything as you send that wave of energy out. You're expecting something in response, and it doesn't.
Would it have, with the howl, would it have been something that Callum might recognize from his training or not?
Ooh, make me a history check.
Advantage or not?
I'd say because you can't see it, then no.
Okay.
Just
Yeah,
a
that's fine.
straight roll.
Just checking. Oh, that's a 4. So net 1.
The dice have spoken.
The dice have spoken.
You have not.
Yeah. So, I guess we just keep making our way.
Yeah, we march forward.
Can we maybe just prepare ourselves in case whatever it is, attacks us?
I'll be...
These fists
having
are
a-
always prepared.
Clev, can I prepare a spell?
Yeah?
So like as we're walking towards it, can I like hold a guiding bolt so
Sure.
that if it attacks someone, I can then fire it?
Yeah.
Then I will do that.
I think I might just try and call it out, actually.
Okay.
Go for it.
Pipkin will march as far forward as she can without losing grip on her party members and go, hello? Is someone there? Can you hear us?
All you hear is almost like a feline hiss, like just fully hissing. And as this shape begins to move, you can see it's slightly larger than most common versions of what this might be. It's lean and has very predatory power. It's cat-like, sleek body. Seems formed of very shimmering vapor that roils and shifts. Even in the wind and the storm, doesn't seem to move from its form. It's nearly invisible one moment and sharply defined the next. There's pale, luminous eyes, a very ghostly visage of a vapor lynx that just tilts its head.
We don't mean any harm. We're just looking for shelter. Could we stay in this tent? Will you allow us to be here?
I need to check if it can understand language. Oh? Make me a animal handling with advantage.
Do not disappoint me. Ooh, that's a 17.
It pauses. And you can see its eyes shift off to one side. And as it does, you realize that it wasn't hissing at you, but there's a bunch of jackals and dire rats that seem to be huddled in that tent that you were heading towards. You can see softly dripping blood is the only thing that is not translucent in this cat.
Get a sense of how do I say this? Who are we cheering for? For the feline?
Yeah.
Right.
Who doesn't
Without
have danger?
hesitation. Well,
Who
no,
doesn't-
I think more the if it's not growling at us, it's growling at them.
It's probably scared.
Yeah, or they've done something to it.
Yeah.
Judging by the blood and.
And who doesn't love a danger kitty? Let's be fair.
Danger kitty.
If not friend, why friend shape?
Exactly.
So what are we trying?
I will slowly go up to the feline. And very slowly turn towards the danger it's hissing at. And I'm trying to be very careful because turning your back to feline hunters, predators, can be dangerous. So I'm very conscious about my movements. And I'm trying to somewhat signal to the feline as far as it could understand that we might be able to help it. By focusing on the danger, by seeing it, spotting it, and taking a defensive stance.
Okay. Anyone else?
Steph will drop a spell and join her.
Keenan will do the same, so united front, but then using, I'm guessing, prestidigitation, will throw his voice at the group of jaguars and things, and just do a shoo as loud as possible at them.
Your breath is taken with the storm.
Did we determine from Pipkin's interaction that it understands language?
Apparently, yes.
Can I try talking to it in its head?
Yeah.
How far away is it? How far away is it?
It depends if you've joined us right up next to it.
Yeah.
I'd be walking up with you, just behind.
Okay. Let me double check.
I've got to be within 30 feet.
I think
as long as the magic works properly, of course.
Well, it's telepathy, so I don't know if it gets affected the same way.
Because it's not a
Yeah,
spell,
you
is
don't
it?
need to share a language with the creature for it to understand.
I'll just relay that we're just trying to find shelter. We mean it no harm. And I guess we need to clear out these rats and jackals to make sure that we all make it through the night. And see how it responds, if it does.
Okay. It is instantly hostile to the ones that are near it. But as you're talking in its head, you see it goes to move to jump at them and then pauses. And you see the translucent paws dig into the sand a moment, just stopping that coiled movement as it hesitates. You know that from your time hunting, you know that much like Pipkin's estimation, it would be naturally very inclined to jump at something that turned its back to them. But also there is a hate in its eyes towards the weapons that all of you are holding, or have sheathed, or just on your body. I would say with the fact that you can talk to it, it would give you a sense that maybe these animals are hunted sometimes, possibly poached, especially because you yourself have never seen one of these before. Maybe they're quite rare, and if they would have coat, could be that people hunt them. But it does pause.
Okay.
And so you were all caught between the bunch of jackals and the rats, which could be potentially the lynx's dinner, and the lynx itself.
I have a lot of tavern experience, and I'm sure we've had many vermin there. I would like to employ any tactics that I've learned in my youth, so I will try and find some small rations in my pouch that I could throw to sort of kite them out. I would try and sort of herd them away without harming them. Not yet, and not until I don't mean to hurt the animals if they do not attack us. And I will employ distraction more than intimidation in this case.
Yeah.
And I'll probably, now that I know it sees us as hunters, especially as I'm wearing a bow, I'll place my bow like behind my cloak and like tuck up my hood so it's like not showing anymore, and kind of just take a knee in front of the lynx, just kind of show it that I don't mean any threat. It's like that I'm looking at it as we're in between, sort of thing. Just to see how it reacts.
Sure. What's everyone else doing?
Zephyr. Oh, sorry. You go.
Yeah, I was just gonna say Nim is like really wary of this whole situation. So she's gonna kind of like stay back like with the cart and just watch and be ready to act in the aid of her companions should this standoff go south.
Given Persephone's, I guess, history being around druids, would she have had any experiences with any of the like jackals or any like, I guess, not lynx, these kind of lynxes, but any kind of big cats similar?
Make me a history check with advantage. Well, we'll find out.
Oh, I have a plus nothing. That's 14. Brain.
Still pretty good. It's not lynxes per se, but there is part of seeing a big cat that, even thinking back to the dream that you had and the revelation that there is still a spark of druidic power even in your transformed form.
Mm-hmm.
I would say that gives you time to think about other big cats. Minx, not Mitts being one, not Minx.
Yeah.
Mitts being one of them. And there is part of you that remembers in Kaloria they had a lot of jaguars and leopards. Being a very forest-esque mountainous area, there were a lot of very big cats they used to hunt. So I would say that yes, you are very aware of typical behavior from them. Less so much the sort of grassland stalking jackals, but definitely the lynx.
Okay. So would I be able to tell that, obviously, I obviously had my back to it, but if I sort of looked at it and looked at the jackals that it's looking at, would I be able to tell that it sees them as its prey, more so than scared of it?
It's scared of the number.
Of them.
Yes. So jackals instinctively being pack animals, and the fact that the rats have also hidden here, it knows that should it get into a conflict, it would probably lose just from sheer numbers, whereas usually it would stalk perhaps one that fled from the pack or was discarded, or the lame, the sick, the young, things like that.
Okay. With that in mind, she's going to look at the lynx,
Mhm.
and she's going to say, "I know you can't understand me," even though it's quite clear that, that she doesn't know that, because nobody's actually like said it out loud.
Okay.
So she's gonna say, "I know you can't understand me, but if you want them for food, we'd be more than happy to help you dwindle their numbers and feed you." And then
It-
she's gonna step out of its way, so she's no longer in front of it.
Ooh. It sort of sidles up next to Kalen, and you expect half of it to sort of pass through you, but you do realize that there is some substance to its body. You can tell even just from that it can possibly dissemble its form into vapor if it chooses to. But there is, when it is standing or attacking, there is a tangible presence. I would say Pipkin with your Nim, if you want, one of you wants to do an animal handling to sort of coax out a portion of the other animals, you can do. Zephyr, what are you up to?
Zephyr is sort of faced away from the lynx, probably more towards the jackals and rats, and has her hands up kind of defensively, just in case, kind of almost readying an action should anything go awry with the others' attempts at animal handling. And I feel like I was gonna ask earlier, but I kind of forgot. But with like how Zephyr is generally, like, she always kind of has a almost like a lick of wind around her. Like, how is she faring in this wind? Like, is there any difference to like the others, or is she still kind of being blown around quite a bit?
I would say out of instinct you did brace yourself, and the other party have, now that you've been standing all in one place and not moving or trying to avoid getting sand in your eyes or things like that, they have also noticed this, but you braced and you moved slowly as if you would be also affected. And as you go to move forward out of instinct to sort of, in case something happens, protect them, you realize you are moving completely as normal. There is not an ounce of you that feels buffeted or restricted in any way. You see part of like this rather large clump of dust goes to move in your eyes, and it just instantly is taken away by your natural aura.
Okay.
And being that you brought it up, can you make me an Arcana check, please?
Yes, I can indeed. Arcana, where are you? That is a natural 1.
Oh no.
Jesus.
Oh no.
I don't notice anything.
Oh, it's not that. It's
Oh.
Okay. A natural 1 is obviously a critical fail.
Yes.
Just how we do ability checks here. Anyway. But that is for me
animal
to know,
handling,
so I will keep on to that.
For animal handling, I rolled a 19.
Amazing. You managed to coax out 2 of the jackals. The rats sort of scurrying back, diving under the sand a little bit. 2 of the jackals begin to step forwards, almost coaxed out by your mere presence. You know that there's 4, maybe 5 in there that you can tell. 2 of them are now standing about 10 feet away from you.
Keenan would like to be a bit of a drama queen. seeing what Kalen did and taking inspiration from it, is going to flick out his cloak behind him, and then go down into his like 3-point superhero pose, and like rest his hands on his new throwing daggers,
Okay.
ready to go, and then start calculating wind movements and stuff to target the jaguars. Because he wants to be a drama queen.
As you're doing that, I'll reach into my little satchel on the back, and I'll pull out a little bit of that deer left over from last time, and I'll hand it to the lynx just to soothe it in case it's like starving and it's getting a bit rabid.
It doesn't take it. There's almost like a scoff, like a sneer.
Yeah. I'll just say in its head, just in case you're hungry.
Can everybody roll me initiative, please?
Yes.
Sure.
Oh,
Up to.
18.
Nice.
21. Yes, I'm not last once.
Persephone.
Nope, you're definitely not last. 4.
Yep, that'll do it. Keenan.
13.
Oh, and me.
Yes, you are also here.
I am also here. Nice.
Oh,
24.
for me.
All right. So, to put this in your mind's eye, you are all roughly centered around where the lynx is. There are 2 jackals about 10 feet away from you, and the rest are about 30 feet inside the pavilion. I will defer my go and ready an action. One of the jackals jumps at Keenan, fully just flinging their body up there. They're going to try and bite you in the shoulder.
Cool.
And they miss. So they just skid to the side.
And I shoot again. And I miss.
Calantha, you were up.
I'm a little bit hesitant to draw my sword or bow because I'm next to the lynx right now. And magic don't really work. So what I'll do, I'll ready
It's
my...
not hostile. You could move away from the link.
Yeah. But as I've made an effort to try and calm it and everything, I don't really want to jeopardize it. So what I'll do is I'll hold my action. If one of the jackals jumps me or tries to attack the lynx, I'll slash out with a longsword.
Okay. The other jackal is going to go for you, so you may take your attack, and I'll see if I hit you. And I don't, I miss.
Okay. That's a 9 to hit, which I don't think hits.
Does not hit.
Yeah.
Another one is going to come out, and they can only move 20 feet, so that'll put them 10 feet away. Pipkin, you're up.
Yes, I will immediately dive for the jackal that jumped Keenan. And I will attack it with my regular attack, my unarmed strike. That is a 10 to hit. I'm assuming that doesn't hit.
Misses.
I will use my flurry of blows as my bonus action.
Of course.
14.
Hits.
Cool. Right. I will roll my damage. That's a 6 plus 4, 10 damage, bludgeoning.
Dead.
Nice. Awesome. I should have plenty of speed left. I will go for the one that is attacking Kalen. And use my second flurry of blows.
Yep.
That is a 22 to hit.
Hits.
And that is 8 damage.
Okay. So you watch in quick succession as 2 of them jump and miss both Keenan and Callan. The dust is affecting them as well. Just the whipping sand. Pipkin, almost instinctively, as one turns back around to bite, just clocks him in the face with the sort of not brass, but steeled knuckles of the gloves that she was given. You do hear like an added
damage, actually.
Yeah, you do hear like an added, almost symbiotic thundering noise that goes along with the storm that you're currently in, and you almost instinctively look around for a little bit of thunder, and then realize that maybe that might have just been her. The second one jumps, and she just grabs it around the neck, throws it to the floor. Both of them are either unconscious or dead, depending on how she wants to go about it, given recent
I will
events.
kill them.
Okay. She just snaps the neck.
Yes.
Anything else on your turn?
I'm actually going to body block and get my remaining speed, which is at this point. Let me think. I think I've traveled 15 feet so far.
Mm-hmm.
My remaining speed is then 40 feet, so I should be able to body block the remaining jackals, or at least one. I'll go to one jackal and body block them.
Okay. So I will say it is difficult terrain, so you can move 20 feet.
All right.
But yeah, well within in front of everyone else.
Yeah.
One of them
That's
is
my
going to go
turn.
for you in response.
Yeah.
That is a 16.
That hits.
You take 3 points of piercing damage, and can you make a Constitution saving throw, please?
I can.
As you feel one of their jaws bite around your leg.
It's a 10.
You feel a coldness as that jaw leaves you. It begins radiating up your leg. One of the giant rats is going to scurry out and go for Pipkin as well, because she's made herself a target. 22.
That hits.
You take 1 point of piercing damage.
Sheesh. Nearly dead. I'm kidding.
Keenan,
I was
you're
like,
up.
still got 4 HP.
So that's
Keenan will release 2 throwing knives at the jaguar that just bit Pipkin.
Mhm.
Snick, snick. First is a 16 to hit,
Hits.
and the second is an 8 to hit, so I guess that one doesn't.
That one misses.
So that's 5 points of that damage, and
Dead.
I will Psychic Blades. For another 4 points of damage.
He's still dead. Just extra dead.
Just starts levitating from the psychic.
Yeah. And then we'll just shout out, "Good job, Pipkin! I'll buy you a pint later," and give Pipkin a bardic inspiration.
Right. So D4?
It's a D6.
Right.
Ability check, attack roll, saving throw.
Perfect. Thank you.
Or if you do any magic stuff, you can add it to that. And that's Keenan's turn. He's going to stay where he is. Ready the next 2 blades.
Sorry, someone just asked me a question about illuminating portraits, which if you don't know, you can use Reactive by Fujitech. I found that out like 2 months ago, and I still haven't done it until today. As this is all happening, who is still next to the Vapor Links?
Me.
Can you both make perception checks with disadvantage, please?
That's an 8.
That's a nat 2 and a nat 1.
Okay. It is gone from your vision, as well as everyone else. Apart from Zephyr, you can still see this Lynx as it stalks around, goes so it's flanking to the side of where the tent is, that if more come out it can get to. And as it's there, there is a crackle of lightning between its body and you. Almost like static electricity that shimmers the further away it gets. Nim, it's your turn.
Wasn't Zephyr before me? I'm an 8.
I was 12.
So yeah, Zephyr and then
Zephyr's not on my list. Why is Zephyr not on my list? Zephyr, it is your go. Sorry about that. Ironically, at the same time as the Lynx. There you go.
Yes. Zephyr's eyes move kind of very swiftly to the Lynx, just clocking where it is. She feels like the hair on her arms stand on end at this kind of static spark between them. And she very sort of subtly nods her head towards it. She's not sure if it sees her, but she just sort of nods, acknowledging its presence. She's still got her hands up ready from before, aimed at the jackals and the rats. What do we have left?
So currently only outside the tent is one.
Yeah.
And the rest are currently being blocked by Pipkin.
Okay. Zephyr's going to... what is Zephyr going to do? She will... I think she'll use magic. Yeah. She will cast... sorry. First level guiding bolt at the one outside, the remaining one.
Okay.
Wait, is it a jackal? Is it a rat? What is...
It's a jackal, but I need you to roll me a D100.
A D100, okay. Okay, D100. That is a 49.
Okay, it does work. So you
Okay.
can roll to hit.
Okay. Guiding bolt, cast. Ugh, why am I rolling so badly? It's an 8.
That misses.
Yeah. Yeah, she's gonna remain where she is.
Okay. Nim, you're up.
I don't know what she would do. I feel like she'd go over and help Pipkin, like, body blocking them. But she's not gonna... She's gonna, like, hold an attack with her, her axe until one of them actually, like, makes a move to go for someone.
Okay. It does. So you can return it, as one of the rats is going to jump at you, seeing some juicy new legs to nibble on. That is a 19.
That is my AC.
You take only 1 point of piercing damage, but can you make a Constitution saving throw, please?
I can try. Oh, that's a 3.
Okay. In a very similar form, you feel these fangs dig into your skin, and then when you expect warm blood is just a cool liquid, and a pain that begins blooming up your ankle. You can hit it back if you want to.
Yeah. That is a 15 to hit.
Hits.
That's a 9 damage.
Okay, you just cleave it in half. Both of those are going to go for Pipkin, and they both missed. So that's great. Love that. Persephone, you are up.
Is it just rats left?
So currently there are 3 jackals and 3 rats.
And which are the ones that went for Pipkin? Rats?
Jackals.
Jackals. In that case, she'll pop out her crossbow, not wanting to risk any of her spells going to waste. Oh, I don't know if I should do this. No, I'm not going to. No. And she'll just pop a shot at one of the ones that just attacked Pipkin. Ooh. What do I have to it? A +4. 13.
Hits.
Oh, that's lucky. 9 damage.
Dead. Anything else?
No one's really lost a lot of health. No, I'm good.
I think Kozar, seeing Keenan's new cool throwing daggers, is just going to grab one of his, and also attempt. Yeah, that feels right. That is a crit. That is a dead rat. You just watch as one of the rats goes to leap at Pipkin again and just pinned midair into the side pole of one of the tents. And like a rather large, not quite a throwing dagger, but just a large dagger just embedded. This one is going to try and run away. That's dead. Love that. And Callan. So there's 1 jackal. Nope, sorry. There's 2 jackals, 1 rat, and the lynx is still sort of lingering close to where Zephyr is.
Is the lynx hostile at the minute, or is it?
Doesn't appear to be, no.
Okay. I will just pull out my longbow and loose an arrow at one of the jackals.
Okay.
That's 17 to hit.
Hits.
So a whopping 4 damage.
Dead. Anything else?
Don't think there's anything else I can do, so I'll just keep an eye out and then end my turn.
Okay, the last one is going to go for Pipkin, which is a 12.
Doesn't hit.
And it's your turn.
I'm gonna try something hilarious. I'm gonna try, if I can, with my short height, try and throw it at the lynx. Can I? May I?
Yes, of course you can. Why not?
What do I roll?
A strength check.
Fuck. All right. Does a 7 work?
No. I'd say it is like only slightly smaller than you are. So
Right,
you're like
also,
you go to grab it, and it's like fuck.
I have a -1 for strength. I'm agile as fuck, but I'm not strong. Anyway, if that doesn't work, it would have been very funny. I will use my key point to do a flurry of blows, and I will just hit it instead.
Okay.
That is a 16 to hit.
Yep.
That
Dead.
will be
I don't even need to
11.
ask. It's very
Yeah,
dead.
11 damage.
Yep.
And that was
there's
the last one you said?
So that was the last jackal. There's 1 rat that's still right in front of you. If you
Oh,
want
I should have thrown the rat. It doesn't matter. I will use my second flurry of blows to hit the rat.
Okay.
22 to hit.
Hits.
11 damage.
Does hit. Have you used your thunder damage? That's my question.
No.
Because if you position yourself the right way, you could potentially punt it into the lynx's face.
I'll do it.
Because you have an ability to make them
Right,
back.
I can push them 10 feet away.
Yeah.
I'll do that. Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay, you will watch as Pipkin tries to grab the jackal. It doesn't work, so she just knocks him unconscious and then turns to one side and punts the rat straight into the open mouth of the lynx.
Nice.
It looks like you guys should be safe. Keenan, you're up next, so if you can make me a... actually, tell me how you would discern if the lynx is going to attack you, or just simply be content with the rat that has now been punted into its mouth.
Keenan will do his best in this low visibility to check where the lynx is looking. So he's looking for like that hunter's look that he knows he has sometimes when looking for prey. So less about body language on what the lynx is paying attention to, where its eyes are moving to. If the eyes are down and it's just looking at the rat, it means it's unbothered by us. But if it's like still clocking people, then Keenan will be on guard.
Okay, make me an insight check.
Yes, 19.
Okay, you're not too... I wouldn't say not too... You're not against animals. You just don't enjoy being around certain ones that could kill you. So rather than thinking of it in terms of an animal, you sort of think back to being in taverns and people's body language, and you're looking to see where its head is. Although it seems to be chewing on the rat corpse that's sort of trickling blood out of its mouth, that you can see is a dull green-brown color. Its eyes are fixed on Zephyr. Unmoving.
Okay.
It seems to almost docile. It's just focused.
Okay. So I think he will then stand up, keep an eye on it, but move towards Zephyr, just not in a threatening way at all, but just like in a friendly, I'm grouping back together with my team way.
As you do, you watch its body shift from quite a translucent blue to this very obvious, opaque, dark grey. And there's like a static that rolls around it just for a minute. Almost protectively.
I think I'll again, to show friendliness, like hold my fist out for a fist bump with Zephyr.
Zephyr's got her eyes on the lynx the entire time, but she kind of sees Keenan in her periphery and holds a hand out and just gently fist bumps.
Yeah. Okay. I'm thinking that typical scene of like two bros side by side, they just like fist bump to the side.
Yeah. The first thing you will notice is that the winds begin to die down. Just a minute. As the lynx becomes fully formed, you can see the speckled colouring of its coat, which you would guess would be quite nice if poachers got their hands on it. But there is a band around its neck, like a silver filigreed collar. As it just remains still.
Is there like any engravings on it, like runes or anything?
Nothing
could
you
see.
would not be able to see without getting very close and possibly getting your face bitten off.
Okay.
Zephyr holds out her hand, and I don't know if she's able to do this, but like I kind of like her to almost like not actually cast anything really, but just demonstrate like a hint of how her magic manifests, in the sort of gray, sort of slightly blue tinged smoke, that kind of erupts whenever she's like casting anything. Just for a moment, just for the lynx to see.
In this moment, can you tell me a story your father told you about your mother?
Sorry, I missed that last bit.
About your mum.
He never really spoke of her
Mm-hmm.
to Zephyr. Only that, like, there was never any details. It was always that she was, because she was posing as an elf, was the most beautiful elf he'd ever seen. That she had this gentleness that he has since never seen anyone possess. Almost like she, and it makes sense to Zephyr now, like she floated, like she moved with a grace that was not of this world. It was it was like it seemed like the world moved around her rather than her moving within the world. And that was sort of the only way he'd ever sort of talk about her. And if Zephyr asked for more details, like what did she look like, he could never seem to put his finger on the exact details of it.
Okay. As you brush the lynx, you're hit with the vision of a woman tinged with blue skin as she hums, softly constructing what you now could guess is probably the collar on this animal. A band of silver. As she's just weaving her hands, you can see parts of it just instantly form out of midair. And making this gift before you're snapped back. And the lynx just seems to become a little bit more transparent and move away.
Zephyr's other hand immediately shoots to the circlet that sits on her head, and she's looking between herself and the lynx, and almost like a look of understanding crosses her face.
Okay. I would say, Kalantha, as you look at the collar and you see Zephyr touch the circlet, there is a technical mind that you have been constructing with your adventures now upon the material plane more. You actually have some things that you would consider a hobby, maybe. Things you're interested in. A lot focusing around tinkering and construction. You know that whenever someone makes something, there is inherently a style to it. The person who made the collar has to be the same person who made the circlet. You have no doubt, because it's the same filigree, the same style. It's elven, sure, but there's a certain finesse to the way it's made that even potentially Keenan's family couldn't be able to replicate.
Okay.
And as that's happening, you're just all slowly listening. The wind begins to fade, and so does the lynx, as the dust begins to settle, and you are alone. There is a softly moving trail of breeze that still lingers around Zephyr, even as she's standing there thinking about it. You can see that static of small sparks of electricity just moving around her before it too fades away. Around you now, you can see a ruined camp of some kind. You couldn't quite see it before, but the pavilion, the tent that you had planned to hide upon, where these now corpses of tiny animals and jackals remain, is a combination of very elaborate design and colors that you would take often to be maybe a merchant's tent. You can see, however, a few outstretched hands buried in the sand. There's a bunch of crates, some barrels, a satchel, a dead horse, various different cacophony of arrangement of corpses and discarded items that leads you to gather as a group that perhaps this was a traveling merchant camp that got caught in a storm, and the lynx took the opportunity to go for dinner.
Before I engage with the camp itself, could I take a look at my weirdly painful ankle, because it's a pain I didn't experience yet? If possible, I would like to do a medicine check.
Sure. Yeah, as you are looking down, you can see there's a softly trickling green fluid coming out of the bite.
Okay.
So yeah, make me a medicine check.
A nat 1. Do I gather any information with that?
It fucking hurts, man. Really hurts. And you should not have turned up drunk to some of whose poison lectures.
Yeah, that tracks.
I think
We will
Nim
need
is gonna
Oh, sorry.
just try and use like lay on hands, so use 5 points of it to like neutralize poison and hope that it makes her feel a bit better.
Doesn't
And
appear
if it
so.
doesn't,
With
it doesn't.
with the research I did a couple of weeks back in the sessions into poisons, would I be able to investigate it a little bit to see if I can maybe identify it?
Perhaps if you had observed what Pipkin's doing, yeah.
Okay. I probably wouldn't be that. He'd probably still be stunned, like with the realization that the collar and the circlet were the same, like made by the same person. So he probably wouldn't recognize it. Thinking about it. Above table question for that though. Do we actually know? Does the actual characters know that Zephyr's mum made that crown, or was that just our after session thing? I know we talked about it, but I don't know whether
The characters didn't know because I didn't know.
No, it's never even been inferred that the djinn that's in the Dwarven Mountains is her mother. It's just the only djinn that is not bound by something. It's the only free roaming female djinn that who is aware of.
Okay.
I would say there's a, for you, you know that the collar and the circlet were made by the same person. You don't know anything further than that.
Okay.
If no one's sorted out poor Pipkin, and Persephone go over to her, put her hands on her leg, and say, "Do you want me to fix it?"
I mean, I guess I'm not sure what it is. I thought I would be more knowledgeable on this, but apparently I'm really stupid.
Can I, even though I'm not great with medicine, surprisingly, can I look at it and see if I can discern anything about it?
Yeah. What are you drawing upon in your clerically knowledge of things?
She's thinking back to the potions that they had that rotted the land, and she's thinking about that. She's trying to discern if it has any similar properties, given that she obviously still has her vial of it, but she'll probably like take it out and be weird and like sniff one and then sniff her leg.
Okay. Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
if
Roll
she's
me
got it,
medicine check.
right?
Absolutely.
I think Nim would check.
19.
Yeah.
It
I
is
have a
not
+4.
poison. It is diseased.
Oh, I can still
She's gonna
do
be like,
that.
I can't fix that. She's like, you're diseased. That's a disease. I can fix poison.
I can fix that. I can fix disease. So Nim will like use 5 points of lay on hands on both herself and on Pipkin to cure disease.
It does not close.
Okay. In that case, given that Persephone, she's the only one with not any new clothes, can she like rip a part of her dress like at the bottom and start just wrapping it around and maybe like try and do like a little tourniquet almost to try and stop it from spreading? Not to
Absolutely.
like, she obviously not gonna cut her limb off, but she's just trying to tourniquet it to try and stop anything.
I will say with the
Spreading.
collective efforts, and Persephone's 19, because that is pretty high considering you're shit at medicine.
I have a +4. I thought I was shit at medicine. I have a +4. I'm just not proficient.
The rot in itself isn't inherently natural. And neither is this disease. This disease is magical. And there
Is
would
it
be...
similar? Is it the same as the?
It has, you smelt it. It has the same scent.
Persephone's gonna say, I'm obviously not
You weirdo.
some kind of professional, but but I think maybe those rats, jackals ate some of that rotting shit that was not meant to be eaten, the things they were using to poison the land, and they bit you, so I don't know how to heal that.
Well, I'm sure it will close on its own, right? I mean, how bad can it be?
It's magical.
That
I think
goblin died. Oh my god. Ah!
Don't say that to her, Nim. Don't say that. Don't say that.
Me too. It's me too. I'm gonna fucking die.
Everything is fine.
I think just out of pure curiosity of like how Callum would start thinking now, is he's just gonna take his silvered longsword and put it up against the wound and see if it reacts.
Yes.
Not like the blade bit, the flat edge of the sword against it to
Stop
see if
stabbing
it
our
reacts.
friends.
I'd say there's a light. I'd say there's a light sizzling and a greater deal of pain of whomever you decide that would be.
Steph will immediately clock him with a slap the second he does it.
Well,
You're in enough pain.
We have to burn it close. Which one of you has firebolt? Not ball. Please don't bowl me.
I don't have firebolt, but before we close it, can we
hold up a vial of alchemist fire? Last resort if we need it.
Christ.
But
We
before we
just
do
make
that,
a
can we
fire.
clean it of the green gunk? And he's going to prestidigitation each wound to clear it of anything like that.
perception.
I would say
There's
it
no
looks
more.
it looks
Where was
clean.
Nimbic?
But there are slowly growing like green black veins from the wounds.
Where was Nim bit? Sorry.
They were both bit on the leg because they're quite low down.
Stephanie's gonna do the same thing. Rip off another piece of her skirt and start tourniqueting her leg the second she sees like those black veins. She's gonna go just above where they end. She's gonna start sort of putting a little tourniquet on her leg. Being saying, obviously this isn't fixing anything, but I don't want it to spread, and this is just something that we used to do in the Grove, like way back.
I'm sure it's better than nothing. I appreciate it.
You'll have no dress by the end of this.
I have a big captain's coat. All I have to do is, button it up and it's fine.
Not as if you'd mind.
I just don't see anyone else. Something.
Well, I tried the silver thing just to test.
Yeah, you poked them with a sword. Well
I
done.
didn't poke them. I pressed them with a sword. There's a difference.
But it's not any better. Look, I digress. I have a look. If you want to try fire, I have a torch and I have a tinderbox. If you want to try fire, we can try fire.
Yeah, let's do it. I'm kind of worried about the whole magic rot thing. I mean, maybe that's. I can take it if we have like can we have like a fabric and some alcohol to dip it in so I can bite down on it?
Yeah, we have these healer kits.
Kozar also has his unending alcohol. She was like, no, there's no point. I already know it's magical. There's no point doing a detect magic on it. I already know that it's a magical.
We actually tried healing the wound, or we just looked into.
No, they
She
tried. Yeah.
She used lay on hands.
Lay on hands twice, yeah. I mean, I know how to purify food and drink, but I'm not food. I don't think that'll work on me, actually. So I don't really know what to do.
I don't know. You're a
We
bit
could
of a
kill
cat.
you and then try it.
No,
that
what's wrong
cleric
with you?
was able to purify the river. If we can replicate what he did,
How did he purify it?
That is the question.
Like, he threw the grass in there and said somewhere. Should we split into two teams, fire team and research team? And research team will try and remember what he did.
We both know I am no good at research. Zero intelligence, fellas.
That is
nothing.
a complete lie,
we
and they
just-
know it because you, I think, were also rolled really high on your research.
Yes, but we're thinking back, right? So I'm thinking history, and I'm like, I have zero intelligence.
Well, I can look into it. Like, I've got that file of what you gave me, but I don't think I have any of my instruments to look into anything. So I'd literally just be staring at a vial right now, so I don't know whether it's any help.
Let's quickly set up some sort of camp with these old tents, and then we'll figure it out. I'm sure we won't die in the next 30 seconds.
You two should just relax though. Don't just sit. She walks up to Nim and pushes her shoulders down like gently to try and guide her to sit down, and then does the same to Pipkin.
Pipkin
we'll sort
and
this.
Nim, can you nominate someone to roll a d20, please?
He's been rolling well, yeah.
I think no one's been rolling well, to be fair.
No, that's what I'm thinking. I'm like, no one's been rolling well.
But Keenan's nat 1 is in Jill, so the rest of the dice should be good.
I can also tell you that I just tried cleansing my dice with the incense that I've got burning. So
Good.
My
Go
man
for
has incense. I love this guy. I love this guy.
Burning sage over the dice.
Yeah, I
Cleanse
live
them.
for that.
I'm guessing it worked because I rolled an 18.
Yeah,
We don't know what that does yet. So.
No, it could be bad, but
that could be
I
bad.
do not like our DM's face at the moment.
Nim,
Yeah.
you both have 18 days to get rid of whatever this is.
Oh no.
That's fine. How far away are we from the dwarves?
18.
If you say 18 days, I'll poo my
19
pants.
days.
No, because I would know. I was looking at the map. I was the map
depends
person.
on
I would
how
know.
you travel.
With the horses, how long would it take us?
You have escaped, so
We can team up. Double. I was about to say double team. I mean, 2 people on each horse.
And yeah, we do still have the cart that they can.
Yeah.
rest in.
By the way, are those 6 people still with us? Did we lose them?
You have
Be
seen them
behind
every
them,
now
I
and then. They usually join up with you every couple of camps.
Okay.
well, no point milling about here. Let's and Pipkin will start hopping towards one of the ruined tents and ignoring the you need to relax because she's not about that life. Do some use some
Steph and her
prestidigitation.
-1 strength will come pick you up. She'll just come. No. Bad.
Let me
Sit.
In
Sit.
the like merchant crates and stuff, did we see any of that rot stuff?
We've got some of the rot stuff in
Yeah, I'm just like,
wild.
if this merchant people were like carrying the rots, they might have also been carrying the antidote.
I don't know if that's where we. I don't know if it's
we
from
haven't
here.
actually we haven't actually looked through this merchant camp at all. Like if there's
We've
any-
got the
Yeah.
the vials from the last time.
yeah.
Yeah,
but we haven't
I'm
actually
just
looked
like-
through the camp itself yet, have we?
Yeah, no,
So I probably
I don't think
can probably be doing that as we walk up.
Yeah. Keenan will intend to start investigating for, like anything written down, but before he does, he's going to retrieve his thrown daggers, and then kind of like compare them to the one that Kozar threw.
Oh
Okay,
yeah,
very good.
yeah.
Impressive.
Yours is longer.
There.
You call that a knife? No. Yeah, yours are well balanced, a little bit smaller. His looks like to be used in conjunction with a sword. And obviously he's a great deal bigger than you as well.
So like Keenan will turn to him and go, "That's an impressive length and girth you've got on that one."
What? While they're having that delightful conversation, because everyone is going to be focused on the shelter.
As for the time it would take you to get to the Dwarven Kingdom now, you do have the advantage of knowing where the passage through the mines is. Because someone gave you a map. It would take you, if you did 8 hours a day, it would take you 26 days to get there. If you were going to push exhaustion and do more, then you could potentially get there in about 17, 18 days.
Okay, so not
So
quick
even
enough.
if you go full stop, you got a chance.
Steph is going to, because she knows this, because she was the map lady. She's going to turn to Zephyr and say, that message thing you can do, that can reach anyone.
Yeah, ask who or someone.
Well, I was going to say the captain. How far away from like the army were we? Because he said that he had people that he could send to cleanse the land.
You're about, I'm trying to think now, a week's journey, so quite a way away now.
But I mean, it would be quicker than
to head back.
Yeah, then it would be either head back, send someone to us, because who will take too long, and I can't help you guys. I can't.
Maybe who knows what to do. Maybe he doesn't need to send someone over. Maybe he can send us knowledge.
Yeah.
He's also a pretty weird guy. What if he just teleports all over the land? I don't really know him that well.
Is he a? It's gonna make me sound so stupid. He's not a cleric, though, is he?
Oh, he's really
He's
smart.
He's a mage person, man thing.
According to you, Pipkin, he never had any religion per se that you could tell.
No, he's definitely not a cleric, but I mean, he's smart. Maybe he just knows things. I mean, he's deep in the books.
I mean, it's up to you guys. I don't know. I was just trying to think of our quickest option.
How far roughly from the map that we have would be the closest town? I'm assuming it's that Laz's Lel.
It's funny you asked that. The nearest town is nearest town on your map is La Silel. The nearest town that you were told by the scouts would have been let me have a look if it's in here. You know that there is there is actually a group of there's a sacred ground that you were told about with a watchtower that is about 3 or 4 days away. That's probably the closest place.
Okay.
And how far is Lasserel from where we are?
Maybe 4 or 5 days in a different direction.
Yeah. Look, I'm just saying, we're going to Lasserel to fix their problem with the rot and their supplies, right? Well, not
Yes.
fix, or more warn them and tell them what's going on. That's not going to help us. That's not going to help. I mean, maybe there's a really powerful cleric there that knows how to reverse this rot, but what if there
I
isn't?
think the captain said he needed to send people there. We're just going on ahead so that they don't distribute the food. So there isn't someone there that can do it. Otherwise, they could have just messaged them.
If we're a week away from them, and we're 5 days away from this Lasserel, and they only have 18 days, that's cutting it pretty close, no?
I'm like Keenan, Side-Eyes, Persephone, and Zephyr. I'm liking the idea of like something that's sacred. You know, cleric, divine magics. That kind of sorted it out last time.
Maybe we go to the divine place, and whilst we're like heading there, we ask who, like, what we need to ask them for when we get to the clericy place.
I like it.
Yeah, that sounds like a good plan.
Because I really want to have more than 18 days left to live. Please.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
I want you both to live more than 18 days too. Maybe 19.
Really nice. Thanks. Good timing. I'm not
He's
freaking
trying
out
to
at all.
alleviate the mood, and
yeah, like
he says it
Nim,
with a wink.
Nim like understands it, but is very much like
Oh.
panicking. She's like,
Sorry, it's my husband.
oh my god.
This is probably a real long shot. It's kind of up to like Ian's discretion here, so it's a DM question. With the whole Blood Hunter order training and everything like that, would he know of any diseases that react to silver? Because of his little test with the sword?
No diseases.
No. Okay.
I had to try and remember if lycanthropy was a disease.
I'm sorry?
I thought
It's a
that's what we
curse.
just said. Oh, it's a curse.
Well, it depends what version you use.
Yeah.
But for you, like, the ones that you know is a curse.
Yeah. Okay. I was wondering if you could maybe try and distill a little bit of silver into a tonic or something to try and...
It definitely had a reaction, you know that as much.
Pain, yes. I was thinking like maybe you could shave a bit of silver off and distill it down over time whilst we're travelling, but
Listen,
was an idea.
I'm honestly, I'm all right to, if you need like an experiment, if you need to try something. I mean, we have our plan, but
yeah, let's get moving after we've investigated this place to get you to the divine place.
I think we should patch them up first as well, because as you guys know, those red flowers were because of blood, and if they're spilling blood everywhere, I don't want them to create these red flowers with their, no offense guys, contaminated blood. So if anybody else, so I don't literally have no dress left. Anybody else has anything they can offer, that'd be great.
I think these healing kits have some bandages in, some cleansing material.
I am not proficient with them. I have no clue.
Yes, your healing kit does have bandages in it.
I mean, don't we already have
a lot of them.
Persephone's dress tourniquets right now?
Yeah, but I want to
Oh,
wrap up
tourniquet is
your
not on
actual
it.
wounds.
Yeah, I'm
that's
sorry.
just above it.
I know
She wants
things.
to wrap up your actual wounds and make sure that you're not gushing blood everywhere. So she will use her kit in that case.
Yeah.
And she'll start
And,
patching you guys
like,
up.
Every couple of minutes or so, Keenan's going to cast Prestidigitation to clean anything that's spilt blood-wise, and clean the wounds, just like almost absent-mindedly clean it. Oh yeah, I've cleaned it a bit, clean it.
I have prestidigitation as well, so I will do that for myself, and you can focus on Nim with that.
Yeah.
I'll patch them both up so they're not dropping blood. It also might be a good idea to, cover your blood in case of more angry rats.
Yeah.
Also, you guys know we're not going to be eating any of these things, right?
Oh,
Oh,
absolutely.
definitely.
Just checking.
Is the Lynx going to be okay? A rat?
I have no idea.
That is a good point. I think I may have killed it. Oh well.
I don't know. It disappeared.
You see a distinct lack of care about the rats and the jackals on Pipkin's face, considering last session.
Yeah.
Oh, poor girlie. He's like, these guys. Vermin.
These guys.
Once we've got them all bandaged up, what are we going to do? Rest here? There's no more. You said the storm died down. There was no more.
Storm died down as the
Just
Lynx
second.
left.
Yeah, I thought so. So if we want to have a look in here, see if there's anything in here, but otherwise we can just.
We do that, and then
hit
we
the road.
press on to the sacred tower.
Yeah.
No. I have absolutely no quarrel with looting this place because it is not a dead body. So if there's anything in here, like crates and anything,
There are a couple of dead bodies.
Yeah, but see, I have this thing where I won't loot a corpse because it feels wrong. It's not my place to. I'm just against looting corpses. This isn't a corpse. These are crates.
She just knows that I like to loot the corpses, so doesn't want to take that away from me.
Sure, let's go with that. It's definitely not because I have morals.
I was
What are those?
My artificer infusions, see if there's anything that would be of use, but there really isn't at the minute. Not that we can use.
Yes. So, DM, do I see anything that says rot antidote?
Make me an investigation check and let me know what you are looking at specifically.
Since we're both looking, you can have a little poot of guidance from my tail on your butt, giving you a little slap.
A little
Thank
toot
God.
toot.
A little
Look,
toot.
toot.
Happy little. I was gonna say.
Oh no.
Little slap. Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh.
No no.
Oh no.
Is that another
That's
nat
a
one?
7.
Oh dear.
Yeah, so he's looking for like written instructions that go: step 1, pour water into jar. Step 2, add magic herbs. Step 3, boil. Step 4, pour on a wound.
No. No. You
considered
find
it.
maybe 20 silver amongst all the different bodies, but that's about it. Most of it you assume might be buried in the sand, and then the rest of the corpses you don't particularly want to look at.
He will, after a while, so she doesn't realise where it's come from, pass the 20 silver to Persephone and go, that's for the group pot.
You know, we have 25 gold in that we've
I
had
know.
in that ages. Now it's 25 gold and 20 silver. I put it at the top of my page every session. Now it's 25 GP and 20 SP.
Pipkin will sort of concede to not doing anything, like relaxing between brackets in air quotes. And she will sit down intentionally somewhat near a corpse and try and stare it down to desensitize herself to it. She's going to get lost in a ponder of mortality while looking at that thing and knowing that she has not that long to live.
Okay.
While she does that, can Persephone sit next to her? And she's not going to touch her, she's not going to reach out to her. She's also just going to take a moment and try to reconnect once again with her druidic roots to see if she can, if there's somehow some kind of something she would have heard or remembered now that she's more in touch with her druidic past that might be able to help them, even if it's just prolonging their time. So it's almost like she's praying, but it's not. She's just trying to reconnect with. She'll sort of have her hands in the sand, like she's trying to reconnect so desperately with the earth.
There is like a pulsing warmth of energy that you can feel through the sand coming off all the different corpses as you're trying to reach in and sort of think back. There's nothing that really hits you aside from whatever this is that you can. You're not sure if it's you, if it's the ground, if it's some attempt at talking to the earth. You're not too sure.
Okay. She's just gonna sit in that moment then until everybody else is finished. She'll sort of be like cross-legged next to Pipkin, so like her sort of knee is brushing against her, so she knows that she's there if she wants to talk to her, but she's also doing her own thing, so there's no pressure.
Okay.
Pipkin is quiet for a very, very long time, and then she just says, "Can't believe I'm gonna die. I'm like, I'm 20. I'm just a child. I'm."
Persephone will sort of refocus, like she just sort of snaps back to the world. Your voice almost like startles her for a second. She's like, "Oh shit." She's like, "You do realize that I'm not going to let you die, right? That's my whole. I'm not going to let you die."
Yeah, Kozar gave me the whole shtick of trusting the people around you, and it's nice and all, but I don't know. We'll just have to see if we can actually fix this before I trust anything.
Okay, let me rephrase. I will try my best. I will do everything within my limited amount of power to ensure that you and Nim don't die. Because I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one that would miss you guys if you weren't here. You taught me to throw a punch. I mean, come on. We bonded.
Yeah. There's plenty of people that can teach you to throw punches. You don't need some little twat to teach you that.
That's not... there are plenty of people that could, but none of them did. You did. You've, in the small amount of time that we've really known you, you've become part of our little, as Keenan would like to call it, our found family.
I guess.
Don't worry, trust is hard. I mean, I understand it. I didn't trust Nim until recently.
Why? What'd she do?
She did nothing. Absolutely cool. She's just a red tiefling and they give me trauma.
I didn't take you for a racist.
Yep, that's me. Hardcore against red tieflings. One of them killed my father, so...
Oh. You see her face drop. She was
Like,
kind of being tongue-in-cheek.
She's like super casual about it. She's like laughing. She's like, yeah, that happened. But
She was trying
what
to
I'm
be
trying...
somewhat tongue-in-cheek with a racist remark, and now she's like, that...
Oh, fuck.
I didn't realize. I'm sorry.
No. I'm just saying that it's okay not to trust us. I mean, me and Nim worked well together, despite me not trusting her.
It's not. I don't think it's really distrust or anything. I mean, you're all really nice. You're way nice. I just don't have a lot of faith. I suppose. It's.
I get that too. She's like, just ignore the fact that I'm a cleric. I get that too.
Yeah.
Let's put it this way: when I arrived, they all thought I was here to kill them.
Yeah,
Took a
jury's
long
still
time to
out.
bring me around.
Jury's still
Still
out.
not convinced one way or the other on that.
All right, Mr. Thief and Shadow is over there. But I'm for
I
one
haven't
and
lied
not
to you guys ever. I said you should never trust me.
true, very true. But as everyone said, we're definitely a found family. We all found something to relate to amongst each other. And I'm for one, I'm not ready to give up on another party. Especially with the letters I've received recently, it's reminded me how special this is. So anything I can do to make sure
Give
that
up
this
another party.
comes through,
I'm fine.
I'll do everything I can. And I don't really sleep, so I've got a lot of time to look things up, let's be fair.
But he's so weird.
But I'm so
He
glad
doesn't
I'm not whatever you are. I love sleeping, honestly. I couldn't bear
Right.
living my life just meditating. I see who do it all the time. I'm not even sure if he needs it, but Jesus, Alex, who's not a deity in
That's
this world.
boring.
He is just, ugh.
It's not really meditation for me. That's more Keenan's thing.
He doesn't even dream. Can you believe that? He says he doesn't dream.
That's the
Well,
best
you
time of
conjure up
day.
memories, and you can like see things that you want to, rather than being at the sway of
Yeah, but that's
what your
fun.
subconscious tells you.
The subconscious
It's
is
all-
fun.
It's also fun to conjure up images of people that you wouldn't necessarily interact with.
Speaking from experience.
I'm sure you have really clean mind.
No
Speaking for
junk in
some
that
reason, in that
gutter.
mind, you do not want to go in there.
All right.
Anyway.
Shall we do whatever you plan on doing?
Do you need a hand? Are you okay?
I'm fine. And I will get up and refuse all physical help that is offered.
In that case, she'll give her a little slap on the bum with her tail and then walk off. She does it to everyone.
That thing is pointy. Stop it.
Use the flat side.
I have a question, DM.
Yes.
With Callan
Mhm.
not really sleeping,
Mhm.
myself and Zeph only needing 4 hours meditation, can we speed up our travel to this tower?
Ooh, we can take it in
What a
turns.
question.
Good shout.
I need all the sleep.
Yes, Sim.
Me too.
So,
but I'm
to the
traumatized.
tower. Yeah. I would say if you took a long rest now and then sped to the tower, you could probably make it in 2 days. Maybe a day at push.
Ooh.
Yeah. We can take turns driving the caravan that we now have.
I think maybe you could do I think more than one person should be awake at a time. So that one person is driving and one person is keeping an eye on our surroundings.
Yeah.
Well, we can just take it in. Well, I'll be up for most of it, and then Keenan can just take a rest when he needs to, and then I'll wake up the next person.
Me and Zeph can switch over.
We will be able, some of us
actually,
will be
I'll go as
available
far
after
as
8
to
hours.
say if you were to do it where you did it in shifts, it would take you a day to get to the watchtower, but you would
imagine the horses
be
would
risking.
suffer a lot, so-
I mean, yeah, the horses also need a break. But this is a very short stint. If you were to try and do it to the Dwarven Kingdom, you'd probably end up killing one of the horses or two, because they also need rest. But in this very short stint to the tower, I would say you can do it in a day, but you would risk only one person being awake at a point in time that you could get attacked. If you were to do it in 2 days, it'd be perfectly fine, and you'd be able to do proper watches. Because you would also be trying to concentrate on steering the cart whilst also keeping an eye out.
Yeah, that was my point.
Yeah. Great point.
Thank you. I just don't want us to get surprise attacked.
What? I would never do
just
that.
cautious.
Crazy.
I don't know. He gives low-key vibes.
So if we kind of push ourselves, we can get them there in a couple of days.
Yeah, I think
Sooner the
that's
better.
our best bet.
Yeah, sounds like a plan. I will. He'll
Oh my
probably
God,
go
I'm
down
so
the
sorry.
route of, although he knows that lycanthropy is a curse in his eyes, he's going to try and do like a tincture with a bit of oil and silver and refine it down as we're traveling, like just as like a holding a little bit of a burner under his hand or something.
Okay.
And see if he can create like an ointment to try and help
Oh my
stand it
God.
down on the bandages.
Okay, yeah. I mean, first thing you would need to do is obviously all take your long rest.
Yeah.
Do I regain
so-
hit points?
Yeah, it functions completely as normal. You just have 18
Alright.
days to live.
Yeah, fine.
It's just like casual little added
I
it.
suppose it's better than taking constant damage.
True.
True.
I
I'm giving
mean,
my days.
no, that's not.
I already
okay.
did that with Loraya for one session. That was enough for me.
Ask a quick question
Yes.
on regards to the whole artificer thing. So we have a gem or crystal worth at least 100 gold, right? How long does it take for my servant thing to come out? Like, does it take like a whole thing, like a whole evening to make? Because I could have him as like a little watchman.
Let me have a look at what you mean. Your
Doesn't actually-
homunculus.
Yeah, because it doesn't actually say how long it takes to make it. It just says it costs a gem worth at least 100 gold pieces, which I'm pretty sure we've got.
Oh yeah, we had that. We had got a bunch of gems, didn't we? We didn't sell
Yeah.
them. We kept them.
It would depend
I'm
if
thinking-
any of the gems are in themselves worth more than 100, because it
Yeah,
can't be the
just one
collective.
gem.
It has
Yeah,
to be
yeah,
a
yeah.
gem. And I don't
I'm
sure there's
think
been
I've
some
given you
more.
any. I might have. I don't actually remember. if
We
I'm
had
fully
like
honest.
loads of rubies and stuff, but we didn't say how much individually they were.
Oh my God.
I think it was January. There we go. I made a note of it somewhere.
I can't remember who has them. That's the one thing I'm trying to
It
think
was Keenan. I
of.
believe.
Of course it was.
No, I definitely handed them over to somebody. They're probably in the group pot or
Oh,
something.
so me.
Yeah, you might have them.
Yeah, probably. And they probably gave it to me when I wasn't here because I wasn't here for
Yeah,
that.
that sounds
session.
familiar.
Yeah.
Ah, that's nice.
The notes now. I'm just checking.
I'm just gonna add that to my note.
But yeah, you guys do, as a group, have a bunch of gems and stuff. I just don't know if any of them are worth more than 100,
So
to my recollection.
Oh no, they were worth 50 gold each.
Finger guns.
Yeah, I literally just found the bit I was thinking about when we found it. Here, I put it in the chat.
In
Yeah.
theory, yes, you are right. Because I did look it up. It can. It's an extension of you, so you would have to be at the same. I think you would have to be conscious at the same time it is, and if you are ever unconscious, it is also unconscious.
Jesus Christ. Sorry. I didn't-
So we don't have a gem worth 100 by itself to make it. Yeah.
Not yet, but who
Not
knows?
yet, yeah. Okay. No, it's just
Remind
it was just a
yourself,
thought.
never give them.
I was looking through all of my infusions and stuff because I haven't really used it. Because I was like, oh, I could say to Keenan, I'll give you a returning weapon because I've got that as an infusion thing that I can do twice a day. But and then I saw the Hoggers servant. I was like, oh, that would be very handy right now. Do we have any gems worth it? No. Damn it.
We
So
will
yes,
get
you
some.
still need to make camp. So some of you need to arrange how you're going to make some form of shelter and sleep this evening. We will also need a watch, given that potentially you could get attacked by jackals again. Keenan has looked over the bodies, but there's still a slew of various merchant-looking things about. So if someone did want to spend the rest of their downtime sorting through that, they can do. But you will need to
And they
arrange
will
yourselves.
find a gem worth 100 gold pieces.
Oh, will they? These are not the droids we're looking for.
Manifest.
Do we have anything that we usually put water in for the horses?
No.
In that case, Persephone is going to go over to some of the crates. And she'll probably like pull 2 of them out of side of the tent. And she'll use create water to fill them. She'll make sure they're empty first, obviously, and then she'll create water to fill them up for the horses.
That's adorable.
I don't know about that. That's just...
Keenan will start making the campfire, and while he does that, we'll start regaling everyone around with baldy tales geared towards entertaining Pipkin, taking our mind off things, starting with the captain and his first mate, and ending with 2 gladiators that found love in the slave pit and then tragically had to fight each other at the end of the story.
What a cool story.
Pipkin, despite being basically a moody teenager at this point, will use all her innkeeper magic and knowledge to prepare food from the rations they've got to make camp. She will cast Purify Food and Drink out of habit, as well as the fact that it seems quite relevant still.
We've got
to make sure, and she will use prestidigitation because apparently you can flavor things with that as well. So she's doing the whole shabam. She's making sure we eat well tonight.
We do have some clean water. I know it's for the horses, but I mean, you guys can drink it too. It's clean water.
I should be able to purify most things. I'm not going to touch the food that is here. I think we should stick to our own rations.
Agreed.
Yep, agreed.
But I can definitely make sure that we are as safe as we can be in regards to food and drink.
There is a fucking fly on my
What?
ring light.
Did you say earlier which horses were the ones that fled?
I did not.
We did not.
Charlie Joe.
It's none of the
Who-
named
oh.
ones.
Jeffrey!
I would never do that to you. I believe
Okay,
you
is
had...
Jim still there?
Jim is still there,
Well,
yeah.
he's named.
He's
Oh,
not
thank
fast
God.
enough to...
Yeah, but he's not a
Oh.
horse. He said none of the named horses are there. So...
I'm pretty sure you had 6 horses and Jim.
And Jim, yeah.
So now you have 4 horses and Jim. So you have the 3 named ones and the unnamed, soon to find out next session.
We were gonna let
At some point.
Mel.
Oh, we were gonna let Zephyr do it.
We were, yeah.
Yeah,
Yes. Where's my horse table?
because we've all come up with such fabulous names.
Yep.
Jim and Jeremy. That's nuts.
I think I ended up with 50.
Jeremy, aka Bob.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Zephyr. Odd or even?
Odd.
And roll me a D20.
19. What is it? 13.
Okay.
Your face tonight is suspect as hell.
I have two choices here.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm just gonna, because you chose. You've never really noticed this before, but as you're all standing around making camp, there's a patch of greenery that's poking through the sand, and as your horse moves towards it, it just withers and dies.
Oh no.
And I would go even as far as to say that, Nim, you didn't really think about it until now, but when you did your divine sense, there is a fiend.
Oh
amongst the
no.
group. Your horse is fiendish, Zephyr. It has a fiendish heritage. You don't know why, and it doesn't appear to be hostile in any nature. It just isn't from the material plane. Completely.
Oh my god.
So there could be that somehow something mated with its parent to make it, much like Nim, or who knows, or you, for one fact. It is a hybrid, but is technically fiendish. And I would go as far as say it's like completely jet black, sort of soft inscribing. In only in the sunlight do you properly see it, but like little gentle trailing lines of red underneath.
Zephyr is completely enamored with this horse. And this horse shall be called Lucy, short for Lucifer.
Amazing.
Love it.
A great name.
Love it.
That is awesome. You still haven't figured out what Jeremy can do.
Nope.
Let me remind myself.
Nim is gonna like in camp just kind of sit with Jeremy by herself. She's having a crisis is the only way to describe how Nim is currently feeling. She's kind of isolating herself and is like, I'm about to die. Cool.
Oh my god.
I'm trying to remember where I wrote it. Oh, I wrote it in your notes.
Laughing at that funny gif.
I will let you know what in part what he can do. As you guys are like gathered, what?
Just that gif.
Sorry, that really distracted me. I was like, why is everyone laughing? As you are also gathered around and you're sort of taking note of how spectacularly infernal Zephyr's horse appears to be, you do notice Jeremy, before returning to Nim, sort of wanders around a little bit, and it seems to be like looking at where the jackals are and the rats, and then sort of just above them. And he snorts and then whinnies a little bit.
Oh my god, can
and
you
then
see
moves.
ghosts?
And then returns back to you. He can see and speak with the dead, as
Oh
well
my God.
as see into the ethereal plane.
Oh my god, what are you
I love this.
Sorry, where are we getting these horses from?
So, as a bit of background, you bought these horses in the stables in Irides Coast.
Okay.
What you didn't ask about was where these horses come from. They were brand new, a lot of them. What I should have mentioned is they had come from Kiraman. They are Kiraman horses. They are You see, when Who gets bored, there's a lot of various things he likes to experiment with. One of them being,
Oh my god.
can he infuse horses with elements of energy that aren't natural to horse kind?
Fuck's
Oh,
sake.
damn Who.
You got some of the
Wow.
offcuts of what those experiments might have
Oh my
been.
god.
Oh, shit.
They have a wide range of just being naturally more charismatic and beautiful, all the way into potentially being the horse of the devil. So, you know, swings and roundabouts.
Good old Lucy.
As soon as I found the table for this, I did instantly write that backstory. I was like, who has been fucking around with some horses? So, yes,
Not
they
literally.
are horses of the Tower of Kiraman. Because who else would imbue a bunch of horses with
Who?
this amount of random?
Exactly who?
Who? Yes, who? Who else? Yes.
Going
So
back
your
to,
horse can speak with dead. Unfortunately, it has an intelligence of 2. So unless you had to speak with animals, you wouldn't be able to. You'd have to. It'd be a 3-way speak with dead through a middleman, which is a horse.
That's fine. I can do that eventually when I tap into my my druid side.
I'm so desperate for horse art now.
Would my
I'll
mind
get on
reading
it.
thing work with it, or do they? Is it not?
They can't speak languages.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Going back to Nim being isolated now, Pipkin clocks it and wants to go over there, but before she does, which will probably go horribly, but she will attempt to steal the unending drink or whatever it's called from Koza.
Go on.
Roll me a sleight of hand.
25. I have very high dex. And I'm apparently proficient at sleight of hand. I don't know that I chose that, but apparently I did.
My God. I rolled a 15. As you
So I kn-
definitely just pluck the flask out of his pocket.
I sort of sniffle to myself, like, very proud that I outmatched the king of stealth. And I will head over to Nim with that thing.
Okay.
And some sort of cup that I've procured somewhere. And I will pour her a drink and just sit down next to her and be like, well, seems we haven't got long, so let's make it count, right? And I will somewhat forcibly give her the cup.
Roll
Thank
me a d10 for me.
Oh, God, I will. 5.
Okay. As you pour it out, you're expecting the very ironically green-tinged, strong, orcish spirit. What actually pours out is this deep, rich, amber, very subtle ruby undertone to it. It smells like blackberries, wildflowers, buttered pastries, like caramelized honey. This is Green Bottle Bramble Whiskey, and it is the drink of choice from the town in which you grew up. It is a halfling spirit. As Kozar's hip flask naturally attunes to your heritage and will pick something for you. Unfortunately,
so cool.
Kozar is a mix of 2 very distinctly violent and particularly vicious races, which are orcs and humans. So he got the worst kind of mix you could think of, which was overly strong and pretty shitly made, if he's honest. You are, on the other hand, come from a heritage that is known to revel and carouse and create beautiful products.
Can you repeat the name of the drink for me? For my notes?
Green Bottle Bramble Whiskey.
Bramble whiskey. That was it.
It's not as strong, but it is delightful.
I clearly wasn't expecting that to come out since I have no knowledge of magic. but pleasantly surprised. You will sort of see Pipkin's face soften from her moody teenage tantrum that she's having, her existential dread. And she's really bad at being like a support for someone, so she just shoved the cup in Nim's hand, expecting that to solve all her problems currently, and just sit and focus on herself again. She'll be with Nim, but she's horrid, empathetically speaking.
Adorable.
Yeah, Nim is not very used to being comforted, so it's just like, thank you, and starts drinking, but doesn't really know what to say.
Pipkin doesn't either, so we just sit in silence and nip some bramble whiskey, which is just lovely. It's very sweet.
It is.
I would say... Yeah, he still hasn't clocked that it's missing. What is... So I believe that's... Kylan, Pipkin, Hiccup and Nim. So Zephyr and Keenan, what are you guys up to?
So after telling those stories and trying to take Pipkin's mind off it all, Keenan's gonna kind of sidle up to Persephone, as is their way, like
Oh yeah, I just said
for their
hiccups.
chats.
Sorry.
That's okay.
And okay, so I'm not suggesting we experiment with this, but just so that someone's asked a question, that thing that Cannon mentioned about killing them and bringing them back, that wouldn't work, right?
I can't bring anybody back. I can't bring someone back. Not like that.
That's good. That means we don't even have that option, and we can rule it out completely.
And that's fucking dark, dude.
I wasn't suggesting
anyone.
it.
I'm not
I was
killing
saying,
any of our friends.
I was
I can't do
verbalizing
that,
it
dude.
to confirm that we're not going to do that.
But you know that I can't.
In fairness,
right? You
it
know
was
that I
my
can't.
idea. But they're not really my friends, so.
I'm your friend. And they're
Well,
my
obviously,
friends.
I'd
That
kill
makes
you
you
first.
their friend.
I mean,
What?
What?
You'd kill me?
Well, yeah, because, I want you to have a quick, short death, not die in unending pain.
You hear this? This is why Keenan's my best friend now.
Okay.
Betrayed. The betrayal.
Yeah. I need a
She's
drink.
like got her hand over her heart, like being proper melodramatic about it. Oh god, it hurts.
Would you want me to roll anything for creating these like silver salve bandages whilst we're sitting around the fire?
No, I'd say you're proficient enough now. Roll me a percentile, and if you get above 70, I would say you can extend the time.
That's the 38, so no.
It does enough. There is a soft sizzling as they're applied. Provides a little bit of comfort after the pain, I'd say. So you are able to, you're both able to walk, fight, run, if you needed to.
Nice.
As I just pull them out of the thing and place them on, I'll just go, this is going to sting a little, and then just like wrap it around really quickly.
It stings a lot.
Imagine like that. Is it hydrochloric when you like put it on a burn? And
Yeah, it's like
sizzles up?
Yeah.
Might not help for in the long run, but at least you'll be able to move around a bit easier.
Zephyr, what are you up to?
Is still a little bit like weirded out earlier with the links and the collar and everything.
I thought you meant the
Zephyr
horse.
gonna-
Sorry, I was getting
Yeah, so did
very.
I. I was laughing because I thought she was like,
I didn't
my
actually,
horse
I
is a
didn't actually relay
demon.
that across to you yet, did I? We got caught up in everything else. I didn't even tell you, did I?
Well,
I'll
Zephyr-
start by doing
Zephyr-
that so you can continue. There you go.
Zephyr
I mean,
knows.
Zephyr kind of
Yeah, you know because you saw them making the collar. You don't know that they made
Yeah.
your circlet though.
no, but there's something from. I think she feels like something familiar about everything. So yeah, she's like a little weirded out by this vision. 'Cause Zephyr's in that state of like she's blue, mother. Um, so yeah, Zephyr kind of like walks around the perimeter of where they are, just making sure there's nothing else around, and also keeping an eye out for the links in case it's somewhere around.
You can all benefit from a short rest, by the way. A long rest. Not that I don't think any of you took that much damage.
Just need my key points.
With
True.
the infusion stuff, does that go away after I have a long rest? If I make like, say, I turned Keenan's daggers into returning daggers and used an infusion, would it, on my next long rest, reset if I did another infusion? So they just turn back to normal? I was reading up on it, I couldn't work it out. It says you can learn a certain amount, and if you choose to...
No, so they can last as long as you want until you die.
Yeah.
But if you wanted to change them, you'd have to finish a long rest and then do a new one.
So I'd basically be limited to 2 at any time. Basically.
2 at any time, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. In that case, they don't take any materials, do they? They just whatever they say on there.
As long as you have the
Yeah.
non-magical object, you can do it.
Yeah. So I think in that case, I might do a couple of infusions. I'll drop them to you in a second to see.
Okay. I will describe them when I know.
Yep. Let's give it 2 seconds. I think I will do. Yeah, I'll do returning weapon on one of Keenan's daggers if he's willing to let me touch it.
Yep.
So that gives it a +1 to attack, and it returns to your hand immediately after it hits its target.
Okay.
And I will also. What was that? I'm gonna have like Constitution saving throws.
No.
Do any of you spellcasters use like arcane focuses of any kind? Or is it all just?
We
innate
have
stuff?
holy symbols.
Does that come under focus or not? It says rod, staff, or wand.
I don't have a rod,
No.
staff, or a wand.
I don't think they
And
are.
it's not arcane. Mine isn't arcane anyway.
Yeah.
It's like,
I believe my
Not like
focus is
music.
my instrument.
Arcane
Yeah.
focuses are for wizards and sorcerers. Holy symbols are
Yeah.
clerics and paladins, and druidic focuses are for druids. Instruments for bards, and component pouncers for everyone. Okay.
Okay. In that case, I will go with Nim's permission, obviously. So I can give your armor a bit of a boost if you'd like. And I will give it the armor of magical strength. So she has to attune to it, so it'd be during the under time but gives 6 charges. I'll put it in the chat for you. Just make things easy.
Okay. Thank you. She will kind of initially stare blankly at you and then just kind of be like, thank you,
So
and go back to
yeah,
staring into the
basically,
void.
whenever you make a strength saving throw, you can expend 1 charge and add a bonus to the roll, equal to your intelligence modifier. And also, if you get knocked prone, you can expend a charge to get up. Basically, there's 5 charges. 6 charges, sorry, and it regains 1d6 of expended until next one.
That's very cool.
Really appreciate that, Kaelin. Are you sure that that's okay? Like, if there's something else you can do that would be more valuable, I do have plenty of daggers, and he starts laying them out, and it's like
Well,
one and then another 5, and
I can enhance my own bow, but other than that, I don't think any of the others are going to be useful for now until we get that gem.
above table. Are you able to replicate magical items? Yeah,
I am, but I need to have a copy of the item first, and I can just so you know for what I can replicate at the minute is alchemy jug, bag of holding, cape of water breathing, which I assume basically falls under the manta ray that I've got at the minute as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Goggles of night, which are like night vision goggles, rope of climbing, sending stones, wand of magic detection, so we wouldn't have to detect magic all the time, and wand of secrets, which I don't know what that does. I'm assuming it's a wondrous item.
Okay.
It reveals secret doors or traps within 30 feet. There's 3 charges. Cool.
I was thinking about the Cloak of Elvenkind. Sideline.
I
or
imagine
Paladin.
that is level 6 artificer.
Cool.
Yeah, so that's all the. Oh no, it is Cloak of the Manta Ray that I've got 6 levels as well. So a few more levels before I can do the fun stuff. But yeah. So if you're not bothered about the returning dagger, I'll just enhance my bow instead.
Yeah.
Okay. So just for ease of access in my character sheet, can I just change my longbow to a +1 longbow?
Yeah.
That's essentially what it does.
Yeah.
You might be muted. I didn't hear you.
Yeah, I saw your mouth move, but it didn't show muted.
Oh, I said yeah. I think I just didn't say it loud enough.
Okay. No worries.
As you all turn in for the night, we are going to go to a quick break, even though I did see Hiccups is already gone. We are going to go quick 2 to 3 minute break while everyone pees, and I'm going to grab another cup of tea, and then we'll be back for the last portion of the session. Until then, have a lovely time, as well as don't forget to grab your tickets for the weekly giveaway if you haven't already. Those that have already entered, you are still on the list. So I will see you very soon.
Among my brethren, the pines, the bees, the frost. I cannot stay where nature's embrace is lost. Find me where Canoe makes his revelry. Where the horned one sleeps. Down by riverside resting, no one but me. Leave behind your troubles and your worries. Set your soul on fire and dance among the trees. I see the light of the stars shining through. Down by shoreside sea, no one but me. Find me where Canoes makes his revelry. Where the horned one sleeps. Blacksmith, blacksmith, forge me a blade of the strongest steel, that when I strike my enemies, their wounds may never heal. Blacksmith, blacksmith of your blade, legends there shall rise, for the blade that you will forge for me will deliver us from the night, the night. Oh. Strike, turn, hammer and burn, the bellows teach and the fires burn. Iron, oil, temper and toil, the forge ain't hot if your blood don't boil. Blacksmith, blacksmith, forge me a blade to slay that evil heel, a sword that gleams like diamonds that can make the darkness kneel. Blacksmith, blacksmith, forge me a blade of the strongest steel, that when I strike my enemies, their wounds may never heal. Blacksmith, blacksmith of your blade, legends there shall rise, for the blade that you will forge for me will deliver us from the night, the night. Hear that anvil ring, echo song of the hammer swing. Shape, grind, polish and shine, the world ain't ready for a work so fine. Blacksmith, blacksmith, forge me a blade, for to purge the blight, which creeps upon this world we love to take from us the light. Blacksmith, blacksmith, forge me a blade of the strongest steel, that when I strike my enemies, their wounds may never heal. Blacksmith, blacksmith of your blade, legends there shall rise, for the blade that you will forge for me will deliver us from the night. Blacksmith, blacksmith, forge me a blade of the strongest steel, that when I strike my enemies, their wounds may never heal. Blacksmith, blacksmith of your blade, legends there shall rise, for the blade that slave. Hey.
Okay, and we're back. As you all turn in for the night. Two of you, well, one of you, having given her armor to Kalanthar to get ready for you once he finishes his long rest.
Mm-hmm.
However, as
Son
you
of
were
a
all
bitch.
resting, Zephyr, you find yourself drifting, weightless, suspended with the gentle currents of a hazy memory or a dream. You instinctively cast your mind back to the vision you had experienced as soon as you had touched the vapor links. And a softly illuminated workshop emerges around you. It's crafted from delicate marble and shimmering crystal, lit by floating globes that pulse so softly, imitating a distant starlight. Tools, gems, and precious metals are neatly arranged upon a translucent workbench. At its center sits a woman, serene and graceful, with striking cerulean skin. Whoops. Her silvery white hair cascades down her back, like a silken cloud. Her movements are deliberate and patient, as she constructs a gleaming silver collar you had seen her doing only hours ago, engraving delicate patterns along its edges. As she's working, soft sparks mark under her touch. The tranquility of this moment shatters instantly as the ornate door in the room bursts open. A figure strides in, moving through you, as if you're in the room yourself. You look down, your hands, you can see through, almost like a ghost. The tall figure is stiff and his shoulders are wide, with barely contained anger. He has a sky blue skin flushed with frustration. And he pauses, eyes sharp and accusing, voice strained with emotion. More are dead, he snaps bitterly. And my men, left in chains, suffering. How many more will we lose before you admit this is beyond control? You watch as she places the collar down. A very measured calmness meets his stormy gaze unwaveringly. We have made our decisions. Our path was chosen knowing the sacrifices, you know this. He watches his fists clench, lightning roiling around his arms, as his voice rises with grief and fury. Decisions made without their consent. They're paying with their lives, chained and forgotten. How can you justify this? The woman seems to soften, as a distinct fleeting pain visible beneath her quite composed exterior. Their lives weren't taken lightly, but this battle is greater than any one soul. We are safeguarding our legacy, our future. At what cost? Tell me, what future is worth the lives of those who've trusted us? Silence hangs heavy between them, and you feel awkward even just being in this moment. The woman gently picks up the silver collar again, fingers trembling slightly despite her very calm expression. Be calm, brother. Trust that their sacrifices will not be forgotten. It's all that we can promise. You watch as that figure turns abruptly, his shoulders shaking with restrained emotion. Promises won't free them from their chains or bring them back to life. And you watch as with heavy footsteps he storms out, leaving his sister alone once again in the echoing silence. She sits frozen for a long moment before carefully resuming her work, as a single tear trails down her cheek. Completing the silver collar, you can see astride a soft cushion is a very familiar circlet. As the vision fades away, the last thing you see very clearly is the soft nudge of a great and storm-filled cat nudging at her leg. It's different from the one you've seen, but very similar. And you wake. The rest of you are awoken by a crack of thunder as Zephyr sits bolt upright, and you watch this lightning spreads out from her just for a second before it snaps back in. Kalanthar, you've been awake for quite a great deal of the morning. And as you finish moving your hands over the armor before you, placing that last incantation that just seems to come, you've been toying with the idea of pushing at least some of the weave into objects like you had with your arrows. Maybe you could do it with something bigger, something better. And as you do that, it's not Erendor's voice you hear, but a soft and almost like wind chimes. And you feel almost like a hand on your shoulder as you put your hand on the metal and watch it glow. Emblazoned in a beautiful gold is the symbol of the Guardian. But on one of the pauldrons is the outstretched wings of an owl. Your infusion is complete. And I will let Nim, you can attune to it with the rest of that morning.
Oh my god, that's so cool.
I am done speaking.
The way you said "I'm done" and then sipped on your, which I'm assuming is tea or coffee, was perfect.
Pip, Kim, Nim, how are you feeling?
I'm a little hungover, but otherwise fine.
Yeah, I don't think that's what he meant. I think he meant with your wound. How's your wound feeling?
Right. Well, it's woundy, but
Wow.
it doesn't feel different currently.
Doesn't feel worse.
No, not really. It kind of feels like I've fallen in a in a bramble bush. I guess it stings a little.
Can I have a look?
Yeah, of course.
Persephone just wants to see if it's, you said there was black, like,
Veins.
She just wants to see if they've bred. Sorry, I feel like I'm about to burp.
They have
I burped.
I haven't moved a wide. It's minute, but you've seen
Okay.
it enough to know that it's spread a little bit. The wound, however, is closed more, but it doesn't seem to have changed whatever's in their blood.
Okay. Okay. Persephone will. She'll say that. She'll say that I don't think the wound is your problem. I don't think closing or healing your wound is the issue. It's already in your blood.
Yeah.
But I don't know how we're gonna. Let's just not think about it, because I don't know how we're gonna get it.
And that's all I've been doing.
Ugh.
Not
She'll-
thinking about it. I
She
mean,
will. She'll be like, okay, get in the cart, and then she'll take out her smut book.
yes, ma'am.
She'll like hand her the smut book, and she'll be like, just be careful. I have some like flowers drying in the back.
Right.
But
Yeah.
you can read this if you'd like. Just don't show anyone.
Right.
But this might keep you a little bit distracted. I know you like this
Oh,
sort
that
of
does
thing.
remind me, actually. She'll nab the book, and she'll hop over to Kozar,
What are you doing?
smack him on the head with the book.
It's
and
just
hand
like
him the
he's
flask.
fully like most of the blanket doesn't cover him, and it's just like in the top part of the cart. Just like,
She'll smack him awake with the book
"Ah."
on his head
Don't smack
and
him.
hand him the flask. You're a shit rogue. Did you know that?
Oh, I mean, you can keep it.
Can I?
Hell yeah, my stuff's shit when I tune to it. Here, take it. I don't. As long as I can have some, because that looked like it tasted a lot better, if I'm truly honest.
I'm pretty sure it is. All right then. I'll hang on to it, and I'll hop in the cart and read my little smut book. I haven't shown it to Kozar. I've just used it
Thank
to smack
God.
him awake.
I
Thank
will roll something.
Oh no.
He does not notice the title nor the
Thank
very elaborate cover.
What is the cover again? I don't even remember. I don't even think I wrote
I
it down.
don't actually remember. Oh, it's a pirate captain.
Oh yeah.
Sort of. I didn't actually describe this, but I imagined it with like a long flowing coat but no top, so it just shows enough. There's like bristling with seawater and spray.
Yeah, that checks out.
Yeah.
I mean, what? No. That's
We've
crazy.
seen your drawings.
No, you haven't. Say that.
They were the original concept for Thorns and Roses. Whoever drew them.
That was the actual. That was the. So I've seen it in my notes. Thorns and Roses was what was that book. Is that book? She was reading a different one because Thorns. I literally just went back to my notes, and I literally said that I just stole it. I
Yep.
just took it from the library and put it in my bag.
Yep.
And yeah, it was Thorns and Roses.
Yes, but there's no courts involved in this one.
No, just a big old
Just a big old pirate
Big
boy.
old- pirate boy.
I was workshopping a few name ideas. I was going to say, as I gave the armor over to Nim, I'd just be called, with the imbuing of it, I'd call it the Warden's Reverie and say, may it keep you close and keep you safe.
You can't do that while he's doing.
It took me a while to come up with the idea, okay? So it's all over in the background.
Smart.
You're
I will
welcome.
go as far as to say, just for flavor,
like a maker's mark. So
as he says that, it seems to shimmer with this blue and silvery light, very similar to how you watch his wings. Or when you had seen it at one point, maybe the owl. Some parts of it are almost gladiatorial in its design, in the sense that it looks very Roman-esque, very similar to a former champion's armor that now rests in her home.
Yeah.
There is He's tinkered with it just a little bit.
Nim kind of like looks up to Callan and is like, I hope I get to wear this for more than 17
18
days.
days. 17 days, yeah.
Oh my god. How are you feeling though, Nim? We know that Pipkin's feeling woundy. How are you feeling?
Yeah, pretty wounded.
Oh my god.
I'm fine. It's cool. Yeah, all good in the hood.
What's the hood?
You know, like on the back of your coat, and you like.
Yeah, Keenan pulls
it
up
up.
his
So
hood.
you're talking like literally it's good. Like, do you have a hood? Like,
No,
is it good in your hood?
no.
What?
But I've seen.
I believe it comes from like people used to
on.
like hide poisonous things in people's hoods, and then you'd say like, "Are you okay?" And it'd be like, "Oh, good in the hood. There's no spiders in here." So, you know.
Mhm.
I am never wearing a hood again. She like tucks like her old. She still wears like her old cloak with a hood on underneath her little like sailor's jacket. She just tucks her hood into the jacket. Never wearing it again.
That makes more sense than where I thought it came from. I thought like because you wear a hood, it meant that all's good in your brain.
Oh, I mean, it could be. I think it's
There's so many.
I think it's a Gnomish translation. It's very difficult.
But basically, you're okay, right? You feel
Yeah.
fine considering the 17 days.
Considering
Sorry.
imminent death, you know.
No, well,
Yeah.
it's not
Hey,
imminent.
it's
It's
more
not
than 2
imminent.
weeks.
It's 17 days. That's not imminent. That's
It's more
gradual.
You
imminent
can
than
get
it
a
was,
lot done
like,
in a week.
Yeah.
Yep, apparently so.
Mm,
He would
Well-
know.
We'll be at the tower tomorrow evening or the morning after. Like, it won't take time. Won't take long.
We should get a move on. If you guys are all ready to go. Persephone's gonna go check on the horses, make sure they drank enough water.
They're all dead. No. they're
Come
all-
again. And then she's gonna give
Yeah, Lucy
some
killed them all.
extra attention to Jim and be like, "It's okay. You're as good as those other horses. It's okay. You're fine. You're
I've
you're good,
yet
boy."
to figure out who has done to that donkey.
You're
I'm
good
sure
boy.
it'll be
pretty
something.
fucked up shit. Yep.
I've posted my theory in chat.
Mm.
He did it earlier.
Yeah.
Oh my god! I just almost
That's
spilled
funny.
my drink everywhere. And then she'll double check with everyone that we're ready to go before she hops back into the car.
Let's just pan over to the one person we haven't heard from. Zephyr, how you doing?
Zephyr, after the dream and after waking up, is like, for a moment, was sort of breathing heavily. Once again, reaching up to touch the circlet that she'd seen in the dream, I guess. Not dream. Dream, not dream. She does not dream. And yeah, she is very puzzled. Obviously she's seen the woman before in like the previous vision, but does the man look familiar at all to her? Other than obviously looking presumably like the woman.
I can say you've had a dream about this man before, yes.
Okay.
He was the person that was fighting Sonera in the air.
Right.
What?
That's what I thought.
Oh my god.
So, yeah. She is going to look around and see if anyone has kind of noticed that anything's off about her.
You mean aside from the giant spike of lightning?
Yeah. Like if anyone's paying her any attention more so than usual.
To be honest, with everything that's gone on this way, it doesn't look like it.
Like there's people dying, so you
Yeah,
know, like
they're
what's
more
a little
concerned
bit
with
of
other stuff.
lightning in comparison
Yeah.
to that, yeah.
Yeah, we've
Um,
seen weirder stuff. Like, it's
yeah.
cool.
She is gonna keep her vision to herself for right now because she's a little bit freaked out. She will bring it up at some point, but for right now, it's one of those things where after you wake up from a dream and it starts to like disappear a little bit, and she's trying to remember every aspect of it that she can. Yeah.
As we pull away, we leave with the cart and the horses moving off quite rapidly in the direction of where you have been. Well, you can assume the tower would be. A good day or two. Zephyr, resuming her usual spot, hops up in the front with Kozar, who will retire when he feels sleepy enough. Probably very soon. And I think as we sort of pull away, just ever so slightly, Zephyr touches the circlet and there's that spark of lightning across her fingertips. And that's where we'll end for today. And I will see some of you tomorrow for Campaign 1, where we finally return to whatever the fuck is going on with that group. But until then, I wish you all the best time, and I would like to thank my table for being here and listening to me talk. Till next time, we have been the Wyrdcast. Say goodbye, guys.
See you next week, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Eternity's a gift, they say, to never cross the veil. This life I try to savor, and I try to no avail. Curse that mortal brevity which has rent you from my arms. Curse this cold eternity without you to keep me warm. Your never-ending elegy is a ballad with no melody, as empty as I. Now you've passed me by. A blessing, no, a malady. Why do roses bloom in spring, only to wither and die? You were all that was good in me. Now back to darkness go I. is a gift, they say, to never cross the veil. This life I try to savor, and I try to